In this tutorial, we will cover Risk Assessment Form number 3. This is required for projects using hazardous chemicals, activities or devices, and microorganisms exempt from pre-approval, and it must be completed before experimentation. It starts with the student name and the student's title of project. The remainder of the questionnaire has to be completed by the student researcher in collaboration with the designated supervisor or qualified scientist. The first question asks you to list or identify microorganisms exempt from pre-approval, all hazardous chemicals, activities, or devices that will be used. Try to be comprehensive in your answers so that there's no confusion about what's happening in the research plan. Students are permitted to do research projects with potentially hazardous biological agents as long as every effort is made to ensure that they work safely and that the project meets the conditions and the rules described in the Massachusetts State Science and Engineering Fair Manual. Microorganisms exempt from pre-approval could include, for example, E. coli purchased from Carolina Biologics. Hazardous chemicals here could include 70% isopropyl alcohol. A device that could be used could be a voltmeter. Please list everything here that you can think of. It's better to have been more detailed than not detailed enough. In number 2, we want to identify and assess the risk involved in the project. Please just list the reasonable risks that would occur during the research. Contamination, spills. Please list all those here. In number 3, describe safety precautions and procedures that will be used to reduce the risks. Please refer to the safety data sheets that accompany any chemicals. Please refer to manuals that come with any electronic devices, and just state keeping electronic devices away from water, or state reducing risk of inhalation by working in a fume hood. In number 4, they're asking for the disposal procedures that will be used when applicable. If you have to dispose of E. coli, for example, please describe how the dishes will be decontaminated or bagged up in a biohaz disposal bag and then given to either your school disposal or at the institution, whatever institution processes they have to remove waste. And last, we want to list the sources of safety information. For potentially hazardous biological microorganisms, this could be whatever is given to the student in the lab or whatever is listed on a website like Carolina Biologics. Safety information for chemicals would be the safety data sheets. Safety information for devices would be owner's manuals. And finally, at the bottom, this should be signed by the designated supervisor or qualified scientist, and this should happen before the experimentation starts.